Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the Chevy Trax RS. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the large mailer Chevy here in Murray, Utah, for giving me some time with this Trax. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Nick and Gage. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 1.2 liter 3-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 28 around town and then 32 on the highway, with power outputs being 137 horsepower and then 162 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see the lines there on either side. Nothing too crazy with the design though, it's pretty simplistic. And then popping down below, I've got the split light design with the headlight setup. I think it looks pretty cool on this car. And then I like this trim that goes across the RS package. Obviously goes to the blacked out Chevy bow tie. Got the RS badge there as well, and then you got darker trim at the bottom. And putting it all together, I think the Trax has a really cool look on the front end, especially with this RS package. Coming on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 225, 55, 18 in the front and over in the rear. And look at the wheels. You got the silver on the top. It's kind of darker in the center, has that, sporty appearance that we know and love with the RSs. We've got these unpainted fender flares, and that bodywork continues along the side. And then you guys can see the sharp line there as well. And they got the blacked out mirror cap. And then here is your full side view with the Trax RS. I like how it kind of looks like it squishes together in the center. It's a very unique appearance. So here's a quick look at our key fob. We of course have the flip out key here, lock and unlock function, as well as remote start and the Chevy bow tie. And now popping into the back, the hatch is hydraulic, so you just got to pop it and then it'll do the rest of the work for you. We've got quite a bit of storage space back here. Again, for being such a small vehicle, it's very spacious. And underneath, got a little spare tire as well, which is another nice feature. But yeah, I'm actually really impressed with how practical this is. When you're all done with the back, just grab this up here and plop. Pretty sharp looking taillights. Got the RS badge down below, and then you guys can see the rest of the badges are all blacked out. And then notice this trim here at the bottom is painted and it's darker. Now putting it all together, let me know your thoughts on the Trax with the style. Do you like it or do you not like it? Now taking a look at the door panel, you have to understand this is a more affordable car, so a little bit more baseline with the material use here. You guys can see a little handle there, and then you've got that for the window control. Well, what's not so baseline is the design here on the seats. That absolutely pops. Now, another impressive part about the Trax is there's quite a bit of legroom back here. We also have a little storage area right there. And then headroom is also really good back here. Now, taking a look at the front door panel again, you guys can see more basic with the material use, but up front, we've got all the windows, got your mirror adjustments, door lock and unlock. There's a quick look at the mirrors themselves, and then you have some storage down below. And then here are the front seats. Again, got that really cool design all down the center, manually adjustable as well. And then we got our light control action right here, and then you guys can see with the coloration on the vents. Yep, we got to do this. Woo! Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see it's got this perforated texture on the side, which I think looks really cool. Obviously helps you get a better grip. Soft touch here at the top. And then notice it's actually painted here at the bottom, so it kind of gives it a fancier look overall. And then as for the rest of the steering wheel, you guys can see you've got some volume controls here on the front, heated steering wheel. We've got cruise control action as well. And then your regular stocks there on the back. Now with the gauge clutch, you guys can see mostly analog, has the RS logo, which is a pretty cool look. And then you got that center screen, which you can use to see different bits of information here on the Trax. Pretty standard setup. In reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with your steering wheel, and resolution on it's pretty good. As for the rest of the infotainment screen, you can see you've got the double up of the home screen buttons, which is kind of funny. But anyways, overall response time, as you can see, is really good. We've got Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto, physical volume control as well, which is important. And then there's vents at the bottom of the screen, which is interesting. I really like the kind of texture there on the dash. It looks cool. And then you guys can see down below how that red trim kind of connects to the vent. Again, another cool look. And then this leads us over to the climate controls, single zone climate. We've got heated seats up front, and then down below here, we've got kind of our little charging area. You can turn off the auto stop start if you want. You've got lane departure as well. And we have our shifter for that 6-speed automatic. It does have a manual function. You just press little buttons there on the side, RS right there as well. Parking brake, got some cup holder action right here, and then some storage in front. And yeah, decent center console. Got some nice padding here on the top. And I guess while we're on the topic of storage, You can see the glove box, pretty decently sized. There's quite a bit of glare, so it's gonna be hard to see the window sticker, but 2024 Trax 1 RS. Base price $22,100, after destination and everything, $23,195, aka dirt cheap. That is really affordable. Let's see how it drives. Almost forgot. Gotta put the key in. Wrong key. Right key. There we go. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors. Throw the rest of the rear, and Trax away. This is going to be, by the way, a little bit shorter than my normal test drive route. It's super windy today, which I know, just hear me out here. It's kind of slowed me down with filming a little bit because of audio issues. And so now I'm in a little bit of a rush here, so yeah. Bear with me. I've also reviewed 2 other Trax before this, so like I have a pretty good idea of how this drives. This was more just to show the RS package because I think this package is really cool. And we'll kind of talk about that at the summary of today's video. Now, first setting off in the Trax, turbo power. It's pretty good. Most cars in this segment just feel brutally slow, like really, really slow. This feels like it actually has power. And by the way, this steering wheel feels really, also that's another thing, most cars have like a very bass feeling steering wheel. This actually feels like slightly more premium, which I think is a huge win if you ask me. And look at this acceleration. Woo! 6-speed automatic's kind of funky. And I will say this has like really bad turbo lag, kind of, but it also doesn't have a massive amount of power, so it's like you're waiting for the boost to kick in, and then when the boost kicks in, it's like not all that much is happening. But again, it's a small car and it moves it, and compared to the competition, again, this actually feels like it has power, whereas most cars, they feel brutally gutless. I would not call this gutless. So big win for Chevy on the power front side of things. Seats are really comfortable in the Trax as well. You can fit bigger people in these seats, which I think is always a plus. Suspension's pretty comfortable. Like, this is it's just a nice car. Like, it drives well. I think it looks cool. I think the interior looks cool. And it comes with nice features. And the thing to me that I love the most about the Trax is it's so affordable. $23,000 MSRP. I mean, you just don't see that anymore. Yeah, it's actually, it's like, this is quick. Like, if you have a chance to test drive one of these, do it, and you'll be surprised. For like the type of car this is, it gets up and moves. So overall, I'm a huge fan of the new Trax, and I'm sure some people are going to talk about 3 cylinders and turbocharged engines and reliability and yada yada yada. 5 years, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty. That's my response to you. So if you have issues, then just sell it before that 5 years or 60,000 miles runs up, and you don't have to worry. That'll be the point that I'll finish this video off with. But you know, I think this would be for the parents that do buy their kids brand new cars. This, in my opinion, would be a much more reasonable brand new car than what I see a lot of parents get their kids, because again, it comes with nice features, and I mean, $23,000 is a lot of money to spend on a kid, in my personal opinion. But it's a lot better than, you know, some of the other cars that I see where people spend $30,000-$40,000+ on a car for their kid. This comes with a lot of nice features. I don't know. I just think it's more reasonable. Let me know your thoughts though on the Trax, and I think this RS package is pretty cool, especially this part of the steering wheel. Fancy.